Trending topic right now. Spider-Man. Tom Holland. Zendaya. Jacksepticeye. What? I don't know how he gets the... Well, I do, because it's Jacksepticeye. He's huge. But Jacksepticeye interviewing Tom Holland and Zendaya. I want to do this, man. Leaks, please. I mean, this is just an interview from like a few days ago. So there shouldn't be spoilers in here. If there is, then it's spoiling for me too.
Hello. Oh, hello, mate. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Nice to see you.
I'll de-robe real quick.
Nice.
You're going to see that a lot today. A lot of strip teases.
The fact he went, oh, hello, mate. That's a... He remembers. He remembers. It's Tom Holland. He always spoils. That is true.
Nice.
How you guys been?
Good. How are you?
I'm very good.
Okay.
We good?
Yes.
And we're ready.
Yeah.
Yo, Tom Holland's so artsy now, man.
So last time I was here, people joked that as soon as I walked in, you immediately knew I was Irish for some reason.
Bro, look how artsy he is now. Look at what he's wearing. Like, bro. Although he's got a ring. Yeah, he's got a ring like I have sometimes. I don't know where it is right now. I think it's in my room.
So people have just kept talking about how you're such a perfect Spider-Man because your spider sense was on point.
Right.
So well done.
Hollywood.
It's been a couple of years since we've been able to do this.
Yes.
I know, yeah.
How's things been for everybody?
It's been an interesting time, isn't it? I mean, we've been very lucky that as far as work has gone, we haven't really been disrupted.
Right.
You know, I know a lot of people around the world have had, you know, real trouble getting back to work or even still getting back to work.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
You know, I shot Uncharted and then Spider-Man back to back throughout the height of COVID. So we were very lucky that the crews that we worked with were so responsible and took the safety protocols very seriously. Because we didn't shut down once, did we? It seemed like every other film that was being made in the world was shutting down every 2 weeks. So we were very lucky.
Here's some water for your thirst,
it's been
chat.
an interesting time. You know, I'm really delighted that Spider-Man is one of the first stepping stones back to normality for people.
Yeah.
You know, if people are feeling confident and safe enough to go back to the theatre, you know, I feel like it's our kind of present to the world of, you know, let's get this thing back and let's get it gone, you know?
Yeah, because everyone was kind of worried for a while that it was going to get delayed and pushed to next year. And
Sure.
But I guess the Marvel machine is so big that you kind of have to keep things running all the time.
Absolutely, yeah, because it's one film is not just one film.
I'm so excited for this
One
film,
film
man.
is the building blocks for
like
6
8.
films
Yeah.
coming, yeah.
Yeah, and I think this is probably the biggest one since Endgame. Because last time we talked about Far From Home, it was talking about like bringing the MCU kind of into the new phase, and everybody was kind of getting ready for everything after Tony Stark, and now this is like the next big thing. I feel like this is going to
a one-word interview. Bro, imagine!
How do you guys keep from spoiling everything?
How's the
How's it
pressure?
feel? How do we keep from spoiling things?
Yeah.
Well, we have each other. You know, we check in. But you just gotta be on your toes. You gotta really think about what you say.
That'd be
say it. There was
so
a question
good.
Someone asked us the other day, and it was tricky.
Yeah, it was tricky.
I had to think about it for a second.
Because
I
I
was like,
kind of
wait
did
a
one of
minute.
these, I was like, don't say it.
Yeah.
You didn't.
But I didn't.
Surprised you're not
We
renting
want
out a whole
people to
cinema? I
be
wish.
As surprised or
Yeah.
as excited when they first see it. But I mean, there's so much people already know. I mean, especially with all the villains. I mean, that alone, I still can't believe that happened.
I know.
Oh, shit!
Hello, Peter.
But I think
Hello,
just knowing that they're in it isn't enough.
Right.
You know, because
People want to see it. Yeah.
because there's one thing knowing someone's in a film, but then seeing them interact with characters that you already know.
Or
Right.
never thought they would ever interact.
Yeah, exactly. Like the first time you see Doc Ock and myself together,
I can't wait for
it's
this.
really quite a funny scene
Yeah.
between the two of us, and then goes into this really epic action sequence, and it's just really interesting and it's really exciting. And as a fan of every trilogy, it's really quite rewarding to see it on the big screen.
Yeah, because you guys, even when you got Spider-Man for the first time, you guys have to take on these characters that people have seen kind of like 2 iterations of before. And now
Tom
it's-
Holland has increased
it's
to
its
level
own thing,
100,
but you kind
boss.
of have to live on some of that legacy and kind of like make sure that you meet fans' expectations a lot.
He's still a
Now
Tottenham
you have
fan.
to like go back and meet these characters that have already been in them before. So how do you kind of deal with that, and what comes with that sort of pressure?
Luckily, that's not our job. We just have to come to set and do as we're told.
That's true.
And
Great director.
yeah, we have an amazing director and a wonderful couple of studios.
They asked Mbappe to
you
go
know,
to Tottenham.
know
I
how to
saw
do
that.
this.
Just a couple.
I saw
Just
that.
a couple, you know.
Mbappe
so
just
we've
laughed.
got a lot of assets and a lot of clever people that are above us, you know, coming up with the creatives and the narratives.
You know how weird it
and,
is, right?
You know, our job is
It's actually so mad to see it, like, him talking to Mbappe, because I imagine, right, like, Avengers, everyone watches it, right? So Mbappe is sat there like, bro, this is Spider-Man. Like, this is Spider-Man. Like, this is sick. And then he sat there thinking, like, this is Mbappe. Like, I love football. This is Mbappe. So they're sat there almost fanboying over each other, but both trying to play it cool.
is to tell the story that's already been told.
Right.
You know, it's already on the page. But we're lucky that we have each other. We have Jacob, so we have our little team where we can kind of figure out what's going on amongst ourselves.
Flo, I
And the
didn't see that,
bigger,
no.
You know, plot points of the movie, that we're just along for the ride.
Yeah.
And that sort of stuff.
We
Yeah.
leave it to them.
I'm sorry, kid.
Yeah, me too.
Since the movie's kind of about, like, everyone knows you're Peter Parker now, and
Right.
everyone knows that who Spider-Man is, and you've no anonymity anymore, so to speak.
Is that Jack? It is.
It's kind of like being a celebrity in real life. Like, a lot of people know you guys, and you're probably two of the most popular people in the world right now, and everyone's talking about what's going on in your lives. Does that ever get to you, that people are kind of like poking at you all the time, kind of like people poke at Peter, and just that you have no anonymity really?
Well, I mean, listen, I'll take this any day over what Peter's got to deal with. You know?
Yes.
He's
Well
like,
said.
he's like, you know, nobody thinks that he, you know, thinks that we murdered anyone in cold blood.
And blew up the town of London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like think that he's a villain, and like, you know, he's got the responsibility of like literally saving the world. You
Need
know?
someone that looks at me the way Zendaya
Look,
looks
you've
at
been
Tom.
to space or whatever. Bitch,
Yeah.
you've been to space. Like, I have not. So, you know, I will definitely take any
I bet he
small,
watches Miniminter streams as well. Imagine.
like Earth problems,
Right.
over what he has to deal with. But I mean, of course, I mean everything is with duality, right? Everything has a good and a bad. But I feel incredibly lucky to have, you know, the
Tom
people
Holland
that
in
we
chat.
have that support us. I mean,
The
without those
scenes.
people, who show up and buy the tickets and support the films and which are the fans, I mean, then we wouldn't be able to do what we love to do every day. So I think I'm incredibly grateful for all of it, you know, the good, the bad, and I'm lucky that we get to do it together, you know, and go through it together, because, you know, you need that support and people who actually understand what you're
Right.
going through, which I think kind of also reflects like
Caleb, thank you for
Red
the 4
and
months.
MJ and Peter, you know,
Yes,
they
I have
are
got
the
my
only ones who
tickets.
really know how it's affecting each other.
Would he even know what
They're
Twitch is?
there
I
for each
assume
other,
so.
and you need those people,
Yeah.
you know, to get through.
Tom Holland in the next Sidemen video.
Great answer.
Imagine.
Great answer.
But yeah, talking about like the good and bad that come with everything, you guys have been doing some amazing work with the Brothers Trust as well, which I'm a huge fan of, because over the years as well, and we have a big one coming up this month too, and it's just cool to see somebody in your position kind of.
Right, he looks so artsy.
And be so involved in it, because it's easy to kind
Imagine
of
Tom Holland's one of us with a fake name.
A lot of people do this stuff for kind of PR reasons.
Is
and
it you,
It really
Jarif?
feels like you really care about it, so it's been fun to follow.
Sidemen
that
Tinder with the
Yeah, I mean,
Avengers.
we do really care about it, and I think one of the reasons why we
That
still
would
have
be
so much
amazing.
art and passion for it is that the charities we support are charities that don't necessarily have a lot of exposure.
Right.
So what we're doing with the Brothers Trust is shedding light on problems, diseases that people have never heard of, you know, and we have been to, whether it's a school in Africa or a village in
Being
Africa
Tom
or a
Holland's
hospital
assistant for
up
24
north
hours? I'd do
or
that, bro.
a lab in
Pretty much
Cambridge.
every celebrity, like every big celebrity, I would be their assistant for 24 hours for a video. Like, it would be sick.
We've been to all of these places to see where our money is going, to make
Yeah.
sure that every penny spent is going towards the cause. So, you know, we've been more involved.
Yeah, I'd
than
love
most
to do
people
one-word
when it
interviews
comes
as
to
well.
Donating money.
Anytime
So the
there's like a
fact
big
that
film
we
like
always
this,
feel
one-word
like
interview
part
with two of the people.
charities has given us that extra bit of drive to keep going. And, you know, throughout lockdown, didn't feel comfortable asking people for money because everyone was going through a hard time as it is. So we were
Right.
doing these events that were just to put a smile on people's faces. It was nothing more than that. So I'm really proud of what the Brothers Trust has done, and you know, I hope it continues to grow. and I
Tom
hope
Holland
it
stan, he's
continues
just
to make
sick, isn't he?
difference around the world.
Like, he's so
Even
sick.
If it's one kid's life, like the other day we bought this young kid a chair. What do they call it? Like an electric chair, so he
Oh,
could
yeah.
get around. And you know, that's one kid out of millions. But
So
to see
I
the
don't,
smile on his face,
I don't think he bought them an electric chair. That's a different thing.
like that's enough, you
Yeah.
know. So I love the Brothers Trust. It's the thing I'm most proud of in my career, and you know, I owe a lot of it to my mum. My mum runs the trust, and she's kind of the boss, and she's incredible. She honestly, it's amazing what she's been doing.
Yeah, spectacular. Well, that's going to do it for me, but it was lovely to see you guys again.
Thank you.
Well done on your CFDA award as well.
Thanks.
And being in Dune, massive fan of the book. It was amazing to see you in person. And good luck with the rest of the press junket and the rest of your tour.
Amazing.
It's so nice to see you.
Yeah, you too.
That was a nice
See you
interview.
next time.
That was a nice interview. Oh, I'm excited! Oh, I'm so excited.